hello. Welcome to, what's the name of the show again?
I don't know.
Collector Fusion. What's called your ship channel? Because I got the notifications that we lost connection to your Facebook. It won't go live on Facebook.
Yeah, I know.
We need to do that intro where it says Collector Fusion featuring Quinn Comics.
Oh, there we go.
Or special guest star Quinn Comics. Something like that. I don't know.
Well, it's been an eventful week for at least for me anyway. Dealing with car repair stuff, but that's not toy stuff.
You know who else has been an eventful week for?
Who's that?
Todd McFarlane.
Oh, Jesus Christ. that guy's, I think he's sniffing his paint or something. Man, $40? Good Lord.
$40 for basic figures.
And
not even good ones. Like
no.
The Spectre was the only decent one, and that's pretty much just because he just did a plain Spectre without over texturing the suit or doing some crazy McFarlane crap with layers and panel lines and whatever else all over. He just did a plain Spectre, classic Spectre.
That Spectre sold out on his website, by the way.
That's the only one of those figures that you get. That Superman is.
It's cool.
Oh my God! First of all, the head sculpt is awful, just absolutely awful.
I don't know what they're pulling, where they got pulled that out of their butts.
Yeah,
he has never looked like that.
Just looks like a dude in pajamas. He looks like a dude in Superman underoos. It is an awful figure. And I say this as a Superman fan who's bought some awful Superman figures.
And it looks like
it's got a cloth cape, and it looks like it's wired.
Yeah, that looks like an all-new body for Superman.
Not that that's any excuse for this or the price hike.
You know, the body kind of looks like, I don't know if it is, it kind of looks like that the last Nightfall Batman we got.
Yeah.
How it just looks very plain and not defined, and
if you look at the wrist, because of those ball joints, it looks like the sleeves are too short.
Yeah.
Oh, look, these are meant to be colored as the fabric material. See, there's wrinkles sculpted into those joints. And they made them flesh tone.
Hopefully, that's a prototype picture and not actual product.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's awful. It's awful. And then the monitor. Okay.
Why
is he just a normal sized dude with a huge head? Like, the monitor's supposed to be a big boy. That's just a normal looking dude with a huge noggin.
The anti-monitor as a Build-A-Figure instead of a Mega figure. Then people probably would have been like, all right with that. But yeah, with this price,
nobody should be all right with at $40. Dude, a year ago, McFarlane was still selling figures for $19.99 a piece.
The only thing is that those are on his website only. So,
one thing they were talking about.
I am telling you right now, if these sell out, that will lead to him doing probably half his stuff online only, and making half his stuff exclusive, and the stuff that is online only and exclusive will be the stuff everybody wants. It'll be classic versions of all the characters, which he's already been doing for the last 6 to 8 months, and he will jack up the prices on all of those.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
If this wave does well.
He's the only way to get DC figures right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no way those are worth more than NECA figures.
No.
One of the things they're saying why the price hike happened, these got refused at retail. Retail didn't. There's no retailer that wanted these.
And see, why you have to ask yourself why. Are the retailers not making any money on the McFarlane stuff anymore?
Well, everybody clearances them out.
In the beginning, McFarlane stuff used to sell like hotcakes. I've noticed a slowdown at retail. I mean, you got the Batman stuff still clogging the pegs at Walmart and Target.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm still finding stuff at Walmart right now. Not that I buy it.
Yeah.
But some of the Batman figures, what was the medieval looking Batman, and then the What's the one where he's the old man Batman in the armor? Why am I blanking on the name of that story? Anyway. But and those figures came out earlier this year. When they first came out, man, people were like trying to flip them for twice the price online. People were going crazy for them. Dude, they're still sitting in Walmart right now down here. So I don't know, man. He's smoking the good stuff, is what I'm saying. If he thinks his crap, dude, I'm gonna be honest. His stuff wasn't worth $25.
Yeah.
Okay. And now he's asking for this wave at $40. Like, he had already been bumping up the price. A year ago, we were at $20 across the board. Now it's basically $25 across the board. There are still a couple of figures, if they don't have a Build-A-Figure, that come out at, what is that new $22.99 price that he's got. But for the most part, it's $25 across the board. Then about 6 months ago, he started doing all that online-only stuff over the summer for $30 a piece. And now we've jumped to $40. It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year since we were at $20 across the board. That is nuts. And his quality, nothing's improved on his figures.
No.
There's nothing better about them. In fact, I would say this is a horrible wave. Like, none of those figures, other than Spectre, are even decent figures.
Yeah. NECA, a few years ago, they did some Superman, Aliens, Green Lantern, Predator crossover figures. They went exclusively to Walmart. Now, see, those figures, I never got any, missed out on them. But that Superman and that Green Lantern, all NECA-fied, man, that is worth $40. Plus, I would definitely pay if NECA got a hold of the DC license. Man, those figures would be incredible.
That's some of the things. It's like a Grail figure. I just won't pay the prices when you see them for now. The very few DC figures NECA did.
Yep.
And they go for outrageous money because
they did a Batman, a Superman, and then a Green Lantern with two different heads, a Hal Jordan and a.
They did two Batmans, a regular Batman and.
Yeah, you're right.
Armor Batman. They've done a few different Superman.
Predator, that Sinestro Core Predator, man. Oh, I wanted that damn thing so bad. It looked so good.
The Superman.
I was looking up online. If you order these figures one at a time, which a lot of people have been doing, you are paying $50 a figure for these things.
Oh yeah, his shipping is incredible.
Like, after shipping and tax, you are paying. I saw one dude posting what he paid online for his Spectre figure. It was 53 something. I'm like, are you insane? That figure is not worth $53.
$53, you would have done better to buy the whole wave and then sell the wave off at $25 a piece, and you would have recouped your money, or at least most of it.
I like my DCUC glow in the dark Spectres.
Dude, for $53, you can get a DCUC Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is a far better figure.
Yep.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. I don't know. And did you see him put that little video out this week when people started freaking out about the prices?
Yep.
And he's like dancing around, kept talking about how I've kept my comic books at $2.99 just because I don't need your money. And apparently you do, or you're making up for not charging for the comic books with this wave of figures or something.
He's making up. He realizes people are buying his stuff. Maybe not down here in this area, but up north. I mean, it might be selling like crazy. So he's listening to his board of directors and telling them, hey, you need to up your prices because your stuff keeps selling out.
If you're looking for a Spectre, get this one.
Uh-huh.
You can get this one for decent prices.
Look, new in the package, $40.
And that's a vintage figure.
Yeah.
New in the package.
$34.99 for the glow in the dark one.
Like, and that's a far superior figure to what McFarlane's putting out.
Oh wow. Sold. I'm gonna buy it right now.
That's no. He's smoking that good. That's what McFarlane's doing.
With the price of these figures, he can afford that good to smoke.
But I love when I get things into the display when I turn my lights off and those Spectres glow for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
I can just say, had I not already checked out of McFarlane, this would have been that moment. I would have been like, nope, sorry, can't do this anymore. $40. It's not even that I think he's going to just put everything out at $40. I don't think he's that stupid. This is testing the waters to jump to at least $30 a figure. That's what he's doing.
Well,
he's going to jump to at least $29.99 a figure. Special editions will be $34.99.
The Batman and Robin wave that I got in here last week, they were $32.99. You know, I mean, but guess what? They all sold out. So,
hey man, if that's what people want to spend their money on, cool. I couldn't. There's no way in hell I can justify that. I have a hard time, as great as they are, justifying NECA figures. And NECA is making awesome stuff, and I love their figures. But even I have a hard time coughing up after tax like $40 for a figure.
But I will say this: if you look at a McFarlane figure for $40 or a NECA figure for $40, you won't scoff at the NECA price.
No, not anymore. It makes NECA look a whole lot better. I mean, if you look at their Ninja Turtles, you look at their gargoyles, you look at their monster stuff, whatever. Dude,
you get so much more with NECA.
10 times better than anything McFarlane's doing.
Yep.
Well, one thing I just got this in the mail this week, just the other day, for $44. I got this.
There you go.
Nice.
You got multiple sets of hands. You got your Rottweiler with the good boy face too. All the different weapons, goggles, hands,
Comes with a
knives.
lot of stuff.
It is fully decked out, and I love the fact that Junkyard's got that good boy face.
It's gonna be funny to see how many channels, and I know quite a few of them,
Speaking of NECA, there you go.
jumped all over Hasbro a year and a half ago when they raised their prices. And these are McFarlane fanboys. It's going to be funny to see how many of them now make videos bashing McFarlane, because they're not. They were bashing and have continued to bash Marvel Legends for going from 20 to 25.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll see in the coming weeks. We'll see exactly what type of backlash is going to come out, because it's either going to succeed for him or it's going to fail miserably. So, I mean, welcome to Vegas, guys. 50-50 chance.
Yeah. I don't know.
I got something that shows Amazon cares about how you package stuff.
Oh, they so care.
That's mint right there.
Let's ventilate it now too.
Oh, there you go.
That's what you call Amazon/Walmart vent.
That way it'll stay nice and cool. You know, I mean.
Yeah, they know it's plastic and they don't want it to melt.
Yeah, there you go. That is an awesome figure, man. Awesome packaging. I mean, win-win.
Hey, I can get my new comic out without having to do much effort.
Well, because that's a service to you, because they know you might want to keep it on the card but still read the comic.
Oh, there you go.
See, they're doing you a service. Yeah. They're like, you know what? We know that you're a comic fan and a toy fan, so we want you to have access to the comic and be able to enjoy the toy on card if you want to. So we're just going to put a little vent hole in here for you. See?
Which, looking at it, I do love the sculpt of this thing. It's very cartoon.
I can't wait to get them here on the store.
Those look cool.
Those figures are going to sell fast.
Oh, yeah. This is what people have been wanting forever, the Filmation figures.
Oh, yeah. Well, when Mattel was doing the Club Filmation series, I loved them. I got them all. You know, I love those figures.
Yep. They're doing an unboxing service for you there, Jared.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. Amazon. They probably already filmed an unboxing for that figure.
Well, they busted at the top of my box too. I got my windows back on my G.I. Joes, and the first one I get back with the window, and Amazon busted it. And I usually keep my window boxes with Joes. And they freaking busted it. Because what's really great about this style packaging, collector friendly, where you can leave all my extra hands and stuff in the box, and or if I want to put it back in the box, I can just stick it right there in the bubble. what else? I did get my Dragon Stars Gamma 1. I got both of the androids from the last movie. About paying $100 a piece for them.
What?
Dragon Stars is great for that.
You paid $100 a piece for those?
No, the SH figure arts are $100.
Oh, okay.
And these are like less than 20.
They're like 21, 22, somewhere around there.
And they look just fine, and they scale about the same. And the last thing I got, so if my buddy Jason sent this to me, I did some paint work on some of the Hulk heads for him. And he sent me the 97 series Wolverine.
Nice.
I almost picked that up a couple of times, and then I look at my Wolverine shelf, and I'm like, I don't. Where am I going to put him?
He's got the best mask, though. Like the masked head, the flare is out perfectly. And his unmasked head is probably one of the best Wolverine heads.
The head is really, really good. I will say that.
Both head sculpts are fantastic on this.
Mm-hmm.
What's sad is the Rogue's head is terrible. The Storm's head's terrible. And Magneto and Bishop are and Gambit's meh.
I don't know.
They're not terrible. Those three are not terrible. It's just the Wolverines are perfect. Rogue and Storm, they're terrible.
Wolverine's really good, but for me, the second one I really liked was Bishop. I thought Bishop was a home run.
The other
ones are good.
I haven't seen the show. All I ever know is Bishop is the long hair.
Yeah.
Either bald or long hair.
I'm not a fan of mullets. No mullets. So when they made him now with that shorter hair, like winner right there, you know.
The Magneto, which was the only one I picked up in that entire wave, was so meh. I haven't even put him on my shelf yet. He's sitting in a pile in a corner.
What I did, I used them for parts. I took his arms off and put it on my Family Matters 3-pack Magneto. That way I got peelless arms.
They had a much better buck to use with that freaking Age of Apocalypse. If they were going to go for a buck with no butterfly joints and none of that kind of stuff, the Age of Apocalypse buck is a far better buck than the one they went with.
Well, they could have just used with the purple suit one that's coming out with the Elm. That's Vulcan. They could have just used Vulcan.
I don't know what they were thinking, but whatever. I mean, you know.
Yeah, Bishop's pull-up was good.
Oh, it's glorious. It was absolutely glorious.
No. It's some Whoa.
Yeah, give me a chance to mute it before you let me in. Holy hell. Good Lord.
I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh, let's get the camera.
Popped in. I was going to get it ready and mute it and all that stuff.
Sorry. I can't get used to me not controlling everything.
I was like, no, I picked up some. I didn't pick up some. I ordered some stuff. So I've got some Spider-Man, Spider-Verse.
Is that from Sentinel?
Yes, it's from Sentinel.
Is it Sentinel or is it somebody else? It's something else.
It's from Sentinel. They have a special shop that they sell some of their stuff out of. It's called AliExpress.
Oh, okay. I have the Spider-Man and the Miles. The Miles was a GameStop exclusive.
Yes, it's totally Sentinel. 100%.
It's Sentinel-esque.
It's straight up Sentinel without a doubt. And I totally paid Sentinel prices for this.
Hey, as long as the quality's there, it doesn't matter.
Let's see, what do we got here? So we got a little, this is not the best camera, by the way, guys. I get it. But it's all I got. This is my second camera here. Pretty nice. Let's see if he breaks apart when I articulate him. Which I've had really, really good luck with the figures I've been ordering. Oops.
What are you doing there, Rox?
He's got pretty damn good articulation. Right joints too.
Look at you at.
Tight joints, lots of good articulation. I see no defects on this guy.
My dog's getting underneath the desk.
That's kind of hard to beat for $15.
Wow, that's not a bad price, man.
It's hard to beat just for the amount of accessories that come in this box.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of stuff.
Let's check. Let's see his if I can get it out. His Miles head here. See how good his Miles head is.
Did you say you're gonna see how good Miles' head is?
Yeah, I bet he's got good head. That's pretty nice. I like Miles's head. I like that. Yeah, $15, man. $15 a piece for these.
That's not bad. That's a great price.
These are nice. Okay, that's one. And of course, he's also got all the stand and webs and all that stuff in there too.
Man, for $15, that is an incredible price.
Yeah, I know. It's like really, really tough to beat.
Let me know how that is. So I've been looking for. Debating about getting the G1 Dinobots KOs. They look nice. I'm a huge Dinobot fan. I like Transformers. If you haven't noticed.
Wow, they sure do tape the crap out of these. There we go. Oh wow. Okay. We got Spider going here. Same thing, good tight joints. Nothing feels like it's going to break. So that's good. Good articulation. Not bad, not bad. All right. She can totally do the Jean-Claude Van Damme. All right, and this one comes with a whole other upper torso where you can have her as Gwen.
Was that one 15 too?
Yeah, these are all $15.
Wow.
There's a complete upper torso with different heads. We get Spider-Ham with a couple different heads and some different arms. Cameras. Oh, this one's got more accessories than. Oh, dude, he's got two different lower bodies, two different heads. 1, 2, 3, 4 different arms. 5 different arms because he comes with a web shooting arm. That's a great looking Spider-Ham. I like this upper. I didn't even know it came with this whole other upper torso that you could just have her on the shelf as Gwen. That's pretty sweet. The arms aren't articulated on that though, but the head is. That's cool if you want a Gwen. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like that. $15.
Oh, you should, like the main man says, definitely better than McFarlane's $40 per figure.
Yeah, no shit. All right, last one. This is the Peter B. Parker. All right, let's see what we got here. Peter B. Parker. All right. This is the one I wanted the most, honestly.
That one can be both Peter B. Parker and the one that got killed, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make the pudgy Spider-Man or the more slimmed down Spider-Man.
And it comes as the slimmed down Spider-Man. He's got the pudgy gut here. If you want the pudgy gut, which why would you? But we got good tight joints.
I won't feel represented if it's not a fat figure.
I am seeing a thing on here, which you're not going to be able to see on camera, which is it's very obvious that the lower legs were all molded in red, and the blue at the top is painted over the red because it is not the same shade of blue as the rest of the leg or the rest of the figure. You're not going to be able to tell here on this sheet.
Still not bad for $15.
Not for $15. I'm honestly, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care, but you can tell. You can see that it was red plastic that was painted blue. But very nice. Oh, thank you, Dom.
If it was on the other channel, I probably would have had one.
We got lots of extra hands. Yep, we got the other Peter Parker head, the blonde head sculpt, which looks really good. That's a really good head sculpt. Eyes look great on it. Good job. And we got 2 regular Peter B. Parker heads. We got a. Come on. Get the other Spider-Man head out with the bigger eyes. I like Spider-Man with the bigger eyes. I don't know. Too much McFarlane and Eric Larson back when I was a kid. I like the bigger eyes than the smaller eyed Ditko look.
What are you doing, baby girl?
Nothing. Just chilling, playing with toys.
She's trying to make a bed underneath the desk.
Yeah.
Now she went over to her big bed.
Big-eyed Spider-Man.
There you go.
I dig it, man. $15 a piece, dude. You can't beat these. I'm sorry. Like, I know some people have like a moral issue with like, you shouldn't buy knockoffs. Okay, that's cool. You don't have to. And I'm not buying these trying to pass them off as the real thing. I just want cool Spider-Man figures. I get cool Spider-Man figures for $15, dude.
One of the bigger toy channels that does the toy news stuff, like he is so animate about like third-party stuff, like people making, like even like the third-party masterpiece stuff. He can't stand it. He considers it stealing.
No, good for him. I don't care. I'm sorry. I buy so much real stuff, and I've spent so much money on real stuff. If I want to buy a $15 figure from AliExpress, so be it. I have no guilt about that whatsoever. I'm sorry.
Well, I did open up the Yelena Bola figure.
Nice.
The body is terrible. The head sculpt's not bad, but the body is terrible.
Oh, I did buy this one too, but they gave it to me for free because it came in messed up, and they're sending me a new one to replace it.
That's awesome.
And it's this dude right here. It's the Revoltech Spider-Man 2.0. And it came in wrong. And so I sent them a message and said, hey, I want to return this or whatever and get my money back. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just send you another one. Keep it. So I'm going to have 2. But first of all, and I'll show you what's wrong with it here in a minute, but the figure's fantastic. And this one was, I think, $20 for the Revoltech 2.0. Mm-hmm. And I've been playing around. I've had this one for a week. I've been sitting here. It's been sitting by my desk. I've been sitting here playing around with it. And for $20, it's great. The problem with this guy is that, I don't know if you can tell, he came with 2 left arms.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
So he's got a left arm and a left hand over here on the right. Like from the shoulder peg all the way down is just another left arm. They gave it to me for free, so I mean, I'm gonna keep him. It's
battle. You can do battle damage.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll replace this arm with a robot arm or something like that. What was that from Amazing Spider-Man where he was fighting with Deathlock back in '92? What was that? What's that? It's Cyber Spider-Man or Cyborg Spider-Man or whatever. Something like that. I don't know, I'll do something with him. This one is a really great Revoltech knockoff. Like, it's really, really good. I've been playing around with him for a week. I'm just waiting for the one that comes in that hopefully won't have 2 left arms and have no issues. But at that point, even if he does, well, I have extras. So I guess it won't matter that much. And he comes with a ton of great accessories. So $20 and then 15 each for all the rest of them. You know what I mean?
I like it. AK's like, there's a lot of butthurt videos about Temu too. I ordered from Temu and it's all fake. No, really?
Like, how do you order from Temu and not know?
If you're expecting brand name stuff on Temu, you're sadly mistaken. Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You don't go to Temu or AliExpress expecting to get, the real thing. That's not why you're going there. And if it tells you it's the real thing, they're lying to you.
Yep.
Just know that. Just know that.
And I got some exciting news. This company contacted me about working with them and building this kit.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations, my friend.
And I got the confirmation stuff. They signed me up for a free subscription to it. So I'll start doing build videos on this right here.
Are you going to be working on the sculpting?
Not going to just they'll send you like a weekly kits and an instruction booklet and stuff. Mm-hmm. You put each kit section in. I've been eyeballing several of these kits before, and I've been so tempted. And very looking forward to this. Is okay. But it's huge. This thing is like 1/8 scale.
Oh, wow.
It is a big piece. 28.1 inches long all together.
Nice.
And I've been so tempted. I was tempted to order several of their kits. They did the Enterprise D, the Ecto one. They even do figures too. They do RoboCop, Iron Man, Knight Rider. But I am so looking forward to starting on this thing.
That's great, man.
Very detailed.
I know we haven't talked about this yet. I was about to say, have you guys talked about? Wait, I've been here since the beginning of the chat. No, we haven't.
Oh no, have we?
I don't know. We haven't.
What we talking about?
The new variants that Jada talked about.
Oh, the Player 2 stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, Street Fighter? Yeah.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
This thing's got electronic. This is going to be badass.
That looks really nice.
Have they told you what the price is going to be on that? Like total for somebody to...
Oh, for somebody to buy it? I'll have to do some research on it and find out.
I'll be right back.
It looks like it's pretty cheap, though. Allow cookies. Like the...
You heard it here first. Jared says it's $50.
I did not say that. I cannot go past this screen. I guess where they already have me pre-ordered for the set. I can't click on that. Let's see. Movie series. I want to build the D. There's the DeLorean. There's Knight Rider. Let's see what the Knight Rider cost. Starting at $4.99. Assembly stage and parts. Second pack. Okay, the Looks like they're about. First kit is $5 on that one. The second one's 15. 15, but how many kits are they? I have to figure it out. But we'll see.
It looks fucking sweet. I mean, it looks freaking sweet.
I'm stoked.
I really do try not to cuss on this show. I try. It's hard. It's hard. You should see me sometimes in my videos. I'll get into a video and I'll be making a video about a review, and I've realized I've dropped the F-bomb like 16 times. I'm like, I gotta make it over again. Here we go. So it happens, people. I have a dirty mouth.
There does not speak on behalf of the company. Not until I start the videos.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be just documenting the honest experience going through the build process. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's going to be they'll let me build more because I want, and I'll get to pick the next one. But that would be hard though. Would I do Enterprise D or I do Knight Rider?
Ooh, Enterprise D would be pretty cool.
I know. It's pretty elaborate too, the D. I was thinking about, I got this station over here. I just clear it off and get me like another camera mount here. And I can just build it here and leave and not touch my customizing station downstairs and just build everything right here.
Well, you do want the D to be pretty elaborate.
Yeah.
I think they prefer elaborate Ds.
I see what you did there.
I'm sorry. It was the obvious joke.
Where's the... I don't see it. Let me share that. Share screen. Here's their Enterprise D. And it's got saucer separation. It's 26 inches long, the Enterprise D.
The D is 26 inches long.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I can't stop myself. I'm sorry. Even when they're bad jokes, I just...
I like the Aztecing on it. I'm ignoring the D jokes.
Oh, look at all the windows. These look great. No, that looks sweet, man. Yeah, I remember I mean, obviously not to that level. I had a what was the company? I can't remember if it was like Ertl or something like that. But when I was a kid, I had an Enterprise D model kit that I had put together. That was probably about 14 inches long. It was pretty size, and the saucer section came off and everything. And it was the first time that I realized that the Enterprise had a captain's yacht, because that model kit came with a detachable captain's yacht. Yep. And you could actually see what it looked like. It's the first time I'd ever even knew there was a captain's yacht, that I knew that's what that was down at the bottom of the saucer section, and that I had a little bitty, probably 1.5 inch long version of the captain's yacht that would pop off.
1.5 inches long, huh?
Yeah, I had 1.5 inches long. I was a kid, okay? Calm down. No. It was cool, because I didn't, they never talked about it on Next Generation. Captain's Yacht, you never heard the words Captain's Yacht uttered on 7 seasons of that show.
Yep. It's this thing.
Yeah. I had a little bitty teeny tiny version of that.
They never used it on the show. Same way like with a Voyager has a shuttle underneath the main saucer too.
It wasn't just a shuttle; it was a badass secondary craft.
Yes.
Where you have to ask yourself, why did they need to build the Delta Flyer?
That thing looks like a version of the Jupiter 2.
It does.
Yep, that one right there. Looks like a small version of the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space.
There it is. Yeah, this thing was never used it on the show.
Yep.
That is clearly a silhouette of a ship.
Yeah, and if you look up the specs on it, it's a badass little ship.
It's like makes the whole point of the Delta Flyer completely pointless.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you just like, hey, this was, they could have just done like a line like, this was never completed since then. The Voyager was rushed out to do this mission.
Mm-hmm.
Let's finish this. It's like, would have made a lot more sense. Of course, Voyager never did explain how are they keep replenishing their
shuttle. Didn't they?
shuttle.
Somebody counted one time, and they went through like 20-something shuttles on that show, or some ridiculous number of shuttles.
Yeah, that's a big ship too.
Yeah,
that's a lot bigger than the Delta Flyer.
It's bigger than a runabout too.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of like an advanced runabout, but it's bigger and more badass.
Yep. Oh,
I want
Prometheus. No, that's not the Prometheus, is it?
This one.
Oh,
I think it's just a nice concept art.
I think that's loosely what they based the Prometheus off of, though. Which that's a pretty cool looking ship. I got to be honest. I remember when Voyager came out, I was blown away because it was the first time that I'd seen a Federation ship that didn't just have the like standard circular saucer section. It looked like a shield. You know what I mean? Just the shape of the saucer section. It looked like a shield, which I always thought was cool. And I love that little ship. It's a great little ship. It's not my favorite Starfleet ship, or whatever. My favorite is still the Constellation class, which is awesome, by the way. Do some research.
Or Constitution?
Constitution class.
No, Constellation class is my favorite. Constellation class is what the Stargazer was. And if you've ever read the specs on the Stargazer,
right.
It was a badass beast of a ship. Because they essentially took the Enterprise class and beefed it up, gave it 4 nacelles, gave it 2 impulse engines, packed it full of weaponry and shuttle bays and torpedo launchers, and created it to be like basically a border patrol between the Romulans and on the borders between Romulan space and Klingon space. It was like their hard-hitting ship. Because if you look there, that's an Enterprise class saucer section.
Constitution.
And by the way, it is called Enterprise class. I read it in a tech book when I was a kid. It was like, oh, that's just a Constitution refit. No, it's not, because they renamed the Constitution refit the Enterprise class after the refit of the Enterprise. So I don't want to hear some Star Trek nerd tell me it's Constitution class. I've had this conversation too many times.
It's double the saucer section is double the size.
Double the size to add for extra armaments and armor and shuttle bays, and that is a beast of a ship right there. That thing is awesome. It's like they just packed as many weapons and engine. It can maintain warp longer than the Enterprise D can. Its max speed is higher than the Enterprise D. It's got more weapons than Enterprise D. Got better armament than most other ships in the fleet. It is a badass little ship. It's kind of like the precursor to the Defiant in a way, as far as like kind of a role it was supposed to play.
I love Star Trek ships.
Thank you, Dom, for the super chat. What does that mean? Please tell me we're getting an oh gosh, and a minifig. What?
I don't know.
I don't know what oh gosh. I know what those minifigs are. Those lots of people collect the hell out of those little minifigs. I never got into those. But I don't know what the oh gosh part means. I'm confused there, Dom. But by the way, I'll give you exactly one guess where Dom's vibranium bicep got his name from.
I don't know.
I asked him this once several years ago when he first started showing up on my chats. I said, when I see your name, all I think of is like Dominic Toretto with a big vibranium arm. And he's like, yep, that's it. I went, all right, cool. He's like, that's exactly what it means.
There you go.
Can you imagine Dominic Toretto with like a Bucky vibranium cybernetic arm? Come on. He's already basically a superhero in the Fast and Furious movies.
Well, they gave him super strength in Fast and Furious.
Oh, I love how he could just stomp on a car park and collapse it. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, and he's punching concrete and his hands going through the concrete. And he was able to hold like a 600-pound engine with one hand on a chain.
Yep. Yeah, he's like Captain America.
They went from like regular people stealing DVD players.
Yep, and engine parts and stuff out of a warehouse. But yeah, and like
now
they're just
superhuman superheroes. They
can, whatever. Yeah, which is great, by the way. I love it. It's completely ridiculous and highly entertaining.
This is a wild looking, feudal looking demon.
Looks kind of like Warcraft.
It's also got some samurai like stuff to it too.
It's like Warcraft had a baby with Hellboy.
You got some samurai armor on it too, and it's kind of wild looking.
What are we looking at here?
This is Maestro Union Studios Immortal Legends Sin Doji.
Oh wow, looks nice.
It's a mouthful, but I like it. It looks cool.
If he had a hand of doom, he'd be a nice beefed up Hellboy.
What Matt was talking about, kind of looks like Warcraft meets Hellboy plus Samurai.
Yep.
I dig it. I like it. I'll just wait for the AliExpress version to come out.
There you
go. For those that like they're doing like Zodiac. What else we got?
What is that? Scorponok? What is that?
Oh, that is Quick Strike.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
From Beast Wars. One of the Fusors.
And like talked like an old Western villain.
Yep. Kept calling.
I had that original. By the way, that original toy kind of sucked. If you ever had it, it was one of the smaller ones. I don't know what they called them back then. Whatever they called the smaller ones that came on the bubble card.
Basics.
Yeah.
That looks way better than the original one I had.
Oh yeah.
This is masterpiece level for like $46.99. Is.
Well, I feel like $46.99 is pretty cheap for a Transformer.
These are unofficial. These are not licensed figures. Some of these people would say it's stealing.
That's immoral. We shouldn't like that type of stuff.
But they're never going to make it. So this is the only way you're going to get it if somebody else makes it. And if it's licensed, it'd be double the price.
Yep. I mean, as much as people like to bitch and complain about that stuff, it's never going to go away. There's always going to be third and fourth party companies that are going to make that stuff. So, you know.
Fans hobbies. These are unlicensed Transformers too, which this is a line that's like, I like them, but not enough to pay like the big prices for these. This line based on the Armada series, which makes sense. They're starting to cater to younger collectors. This show came out in 2000, around about somewhere around that range. So those are people who are just, if you were like 10 years old or whatever, like then watching this show, and now you're 30, in your 30s, now you're ready to start collecting masterpiece level figures.
Which, it makes sense.
I'm going to be 47 this year, so yeah, it's like we're going to be aging out. We're going to go away. So you got to chase newer collectors. Like people who collect are usually starting in their 30s. With they got real jobs, bigger budgets.
Yep. They can afford some things they don't need.
Yep.
These are all meant for people with disposable incomes.
But don't you know that they still cater to children? They only make toys for children, and they need to make more cartoons to sell the toys. Quinn, how many kids under the age of 15 come into your store to buy toys? Versus
not as many as you think. It's more adults.
Exactly, and that's the point. And we all know this. We all know these companies are targeting adults, which obviously I'm fine with. But there are people out there who insist that Hasbro and all these other companies they're targeting children, and I don't know why they won't put cartoons out like they used to in the 80s. Because they're not targeting children, and because you can't just put out a cartoon to support a toy line anymore. That doesn't work. You can't. No, you can't just have a 2 to 25 minute commercial anymore just to support your toy. The entertainment industry doesn't work like that anymore.
We were used to that back in the 80s and early 90s. If there were cartoons, then you know damn good and well there'd be a toy line. But now with the FCC stepping in, can't do that anymore.
Well, and not only that, but these companies, whether it's Disney or Warner Brothers or Sony or entertainment media companies like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network that are then owned by some of these other companies, they are not they're not going to put on a cartoon that they don't have a vested interest in. There are no production companies out there just making like Sunbow or Dick or some of these other companies that were big in the 80s that will that will go ahead and produce a cartoon for Hasbro or for Mattel or for whoever, right? Because those companies don't even exist anymore, because all the cartoon production companies that are out there have exclusive deals with some of the big studios or some of these channels like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and they're not going to produce a 30-minute cartoon, even on a weekly basis, just to sell a toy. It's just not going to happen. They want established IP that's going to go somewhere, or they want complete control over the media that they're putting out. And some of these people don't understand that. They're not targeting kids anymore, and they're not going there. You cannot produce a cartoon to sell a toy anymore. The landscape does not exist for that to happen the way it did in the 80s.
This is super cool. That is a big mech. At first, I thought that was 1/18 scale, but it's 1/25 scale. So it's like for a mask or like a model bar scale size.
So that's basically like a 7-inch scale mech.
How big is it?
That thing's probably 7-8 inches tall.
Not giving me a size on it.
Because 1/25 scale is that's
it's like
2.5 inches tall.
That'd be like a model car size thing.
Yeah, so 2 to 2.5 inch tall. So if you're doing a mech, if I'm saying that figure is let's say roughly 2 inches tall, then that mech is roughly 7 to 8 inches tall, give or take, something like that.
That is so cool looking, though.
That's a cool looking mech, though. That would look good on my Iron Man shelf. If that thing's like 8 inches tall, get like an Armor Wars display or something.
Yeah. If that was like 1/18 scale, or 3 3/4 inch scale, I mean,
yeah,
that would be so badass.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Dom dropped another super chat. Thank you, Dom. Says, by the way, oh gosh, was adding MP3 of Duke to like I got what you're saying. Yeah, that's a thing I do on my other channel. Yes. I'm sorry. Now I get it. I totally get it. I didn't get it the first time you said it. What's up, Noom? Noom842.
Even the little figure is like hyper articulated. He's got double joint knees.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks pretty well. Just the way they had him like crouched over in a running position, holding his gun, you can tell he's got some decent articulation.
Ankle joints, double knees, double elbow, wrist joints. 1/25th scale figure is going to be like this big.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, you can take all the gear off too. He's got a diaphragm joint. That's amazing amount of little articulation.
You know what needs to happen? Jada needs to look at this and go, hey, all those cars we make at like 1/25th scale? We should just start making figures for them.
Yeah, instead of little figurines they'll come with.
Put out some of these things to go with. Like they're already jumping in the action figure market. If you put out like because they sell Batman and they sell the Fast and Furious car and the Dukes of Hazzard stuff. If they put out a line of like their most popular lead characters for those franchises in 1/25th scale to go with the cars that they already sell, that would be pretty sweet.
I would be down for it. And the smaller stuff too is starting to pick up popular. Like the Transformers, what's popular right now, they call their Legend scale. They're smaller Transformers. They're almost like little mini masterpiece Transformers, but they're small scale because people are running out of room with these big stuff. They take.
I know. Quinn knows I ran out of room.
Oh yeah.
I can see the smaller stuff coming back in style again, like popularity. Because
yeah.
This is another third-party company. They're doing their masterpiece Defensor Protectobots. This is their hotspot in this combined torso mode. These are looking really good. This is regular robot mode.
By the way, Name Withheld's got a great point here. But Hasbro couldn't make an articulated Howard the Duck or Rocket Raccoon. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That doesn't make any... Like, you can do one... This company's doing 1/25th scale that looks like that. And we can't get an art... Like, you got Rocket Raccoon with his legs frozen.
Yep. Same way for Howard the Duck. Lower body was a statue.
Yeah. Or when they drop... Or you know what the worst one was for me? For me personally, the worst one was when in the... Oh, what was it? Was it Kingpin? I can't remember which wave it was. That first... Was it Kingpin or was it one of the... It might have been Monster Carnage when we got Spider-Ham in his own package. Like, he was just him.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't two-packed with somebody.
Monster Venom.
Yeah, it was Monster Venom, which I have him. And look, I love the little figure. He looks great. He looks just like he did in the comics, as opposed to the version that came out in Into the Spider-Verse. He looks great. But yeah, he's got no leg articulation. He just, like, hit from the waist down, nothing.
Well, that size, they could have made him articulated.
Yeah, they absolutely could have.
At least
they probably could have.
Well, they made figures before. Well, I've seen a lot of people taking older, like, Marvel figures, so the Marvel Universe stuff, and give it an articulation.
Well, I mean, they were doing Micronauts figures in 1980 that have better articulated than that Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it could have been done. I mean, look, I'm the idiot that still bought him, but, you know, whatever.
I wanted to build Monster Venom, so I had to get him. So,
well, I was not going to pass on the first ever Spider-Ham figure, ever. I didn't know if they would ever do that again. And while they did 2-pack him, that Into the Spider-Verse stuff, he's been 2-packed a few times. But that version I don't even really like that big head version. I like the version that came with the Monster Build-A-Figure wave. Yeah. I wish they would do him again with articulation, because I would be the dumbass that buys him again.
Like what AK's talking about here, Jax with this can make a tiny hinges for their 4-inch Sonic and Mario line. It's not that much, but still, it's already there.
Yeah. Well, he's not that much bigger than any of my G.I. Joe figures from the 80s. You know what I mean? And those things have all kinds of crazy articulation. They totally could have done it if they wanted to.
We got some Monster Arts Godzilla from Kong and the New Empire, which this is not how Godzilla looks in the movie. I don't know what this is about. This is not Godzilla. The head's all wrong. The spines are wrong color.
That looks more like the -1 version of Godzilla.
It's like maybe this is one of the ones that gets killed. It's like the smaller, like they show like dead Godzillas like in that area. But this don't look like the one that's.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to watch the season finale to Monarch Legacy tonight. I haven't watched that yet.
My little dog farted and it stinks.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. I got that Chihuahua. Some people know that I got a new little puppy. I got her when she was like 4 weeks old, barely, back in September. And I've had dogs and cats and stuff all my life. Never have I seen such a nasty, disgusting smelling fart come out of a creature so small and cute. What the, like, sometimes because she sleeps in the bed with us at night.
That's her defense mechanism.
Yeah. Well, she sleeps in the bed with us at night because she's spoiled. And there's times in the middle of the night, it just wake you up from a dead sleep. What the hell was that? It's bad. And she's so small and cute. Nah, yeah.
You can't be mad.
Until she eats some cheese, and then you want to put her in the other room.
Robin Toys is continuing their not mask vehicles with the What's
that one called? The Shark?
The Porsche was the Shark, I think.
The Porsche was the Shark. Okay.
I'm not sure what this one is.
I'm gonna be honest. I looked at that because it's all in yellow. I thought that was the Porsche.
Yeah, it looks like a.
Couldn't see the D. Is that no? That's a 240Z, isn't it?
I think it's a 240 or a 280.
Oh, can you? I don't know about you, but growing up in the '80s, like I always wanted like a 280ZX. To this day, if I could, those cars are so expensive. I'm not trying to turn this into dog fart and car chat, by the way, guys, but 280Zs were awesome.
Rotary engines were the shiznets for a while.
Oh. You know what I also always wanted, even though it's arguably a horrible car, but I just loved them in the 80s as a kid, is a Pontiac Fiero.
The last year model would have been really nice. That was the one that had the all new chassis, better engineered car. It was just so nice. I want another one of those too, but I never fitted up in 6'2".
Oh.
But the earlier generation, they weren't that great, but the last one was a really nice car. They went out with a bang as a sort. But the Robin Toys updates some several pictures of the Tiger Orange with some of the flame effects. They are going to be including the translucent tires now on the Inferno package. Originally, they were said they were going to do it unless they hit 2,000 units sold. They went ahead and did it anyway, but they got to be over 2,000 if they include like sales from other vendors, because they got vendors in Canada selling, people Riot Publishing selling, you got big toy stores selling stuff. Yeah. But those are not taking into account the main numbers on their website. Apparently, a lot of people are not ordering the Tiger Orange from their website. They said the numbers are not very good for it, which is shocking to me because I figured it would outsell the other one. outside in the daylight, that thing looks beautiful. Like my only nitpick with the Tiger Orange one, it's got the hood pins for the black one because they didn't make different hoods. So generally, you shouldn't have hood pins.
Well, it's an easy reuse. That way, it cuts costs. I understand it.
Yeah, I understand it. It's just a nitpick for me because,
and you know, it's not really a deal breaker if you're going to apply the stickers to make it a general lead. You know.
Oh, well, the stickers won't be doing anything for those though.
Yeah, it won't do nothing for the hood, but
yeah.
Still, it'd look cool.
Yeah. But they're going to include the translucent tires and the translucent engine too for the flame effects and stuff. So that's going to be nice to have those. And all the paint and chrome finish looks really good. Definitely digging that.
Mr.
You know what
Fancy
Ramen
Pants
Toys
out in the
made?
chat's bragging.
Colonial Viper, classic Colonial Viper from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
That and a classic Jupiter 2.
Yeah, this is going to be the packaging for the Ramen Racers. Somebody asked them if they're going to do a different one for Tiger Orange, and they said there's not enough units to justify different packaging.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think you need one.
Oh, yeah, which is fine.
Do we know yet when the van is going on sale?
They're going to wait till this gets shipped first. What they said.
Okay.
Which I don't blame them. This has got their factory tied up.
I have a plan. I have a plan that right up here where I have some space, not on these shelves, so you won't be able to see it in my video, but I'm gonna get all these 3D walls and stuff that Canon sent me printed off, and I'm gonna have a full, I want to do at least a full 2-foot display for these cinder block rooms. I'm gonna do a full Punisher display with the Punisher van parked in a cinder block garage. I'm gonna do a full diorama up here, and that van is the last thing I need.
So you're gonna buy you're not gonna do the 18, or you're gonna do the just?
No, I'm doing the Punisher van. Yeah, straight up Punisher van. And
the straight up black one is just gonna be $100.
Yeah, I know. Which is very, very doable.
Yeah.
So
they're getting a similar line working. They're working on the cars. Hopefully they can get it out. Shit, but you got Chinese New Year coming around the corner, so
that throws the toy industry off for at least a couple months because they take 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we showed that last week. They were working on, so I have to start making a prototype. Danny Reyes, or what was it? Robbie Reyes. I'm sorry, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, which is cool. And let me hop up for a second. My dog needs to go potty.
Okay.
And you take over.
All right. Let's see. What do we got out there in the chat? Jen says, Jack Pacific can add tiny hinges to their 4-inch Sonic and Mario line. It's not much, but it's still articulate. Still better than what we got with Spider-Ham.
Yep.
Which is, I don't know. Hey, do you ever think that sometimes we as collectors bitch too much, or do we not bitch enough?
Some people can go overboard. I mean, I like to think when I'm saying stuff, I'm not bitching. I'm more like critiquing. If they would have changed something just a little bit, it would have been less is more, type mentality. Yeah. I'm not saying they need to do everything I say. No, this is just me critiquing and making comments on stuff, not bashing anything. There's nothing wrong with that. Now,
I think when it comes to Spider-Ham, right?
If you spout this nonstop BS and hate, well, then nobody's going to listen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think with Spider-Ham, I feel like I have the right to complain and say, hey, it would have been nice if they had added articulation to the lower body because, look, I bought it anyway. Yeah. I gave you my money.
I agree with you on that.
I'm just expressing an opinion that, hey, I think you could have afforded to give some articulation there.
I don't think it's that much to ask. If you're paying the better part of $25 for that figure or $22,
he was a full priced figure. He was just like all the others in the way.
Would have made him go a long way. At least 5 points of articulation. That would have been perfect. But it is what it is. They did the same thing with Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
he had those
I wanted a
Those are
Howard
not
the Duck
visible.
figure, but I did not pick that one up.
Well, I customized one. I took a Fortnite, a 4-inch Fortnite figure,
Mhm.
and basically that body is fully posable. Took his duck feet off, put those on there, and then basically I had to Dremel out the neck hole a little bit, popped his head right in, boom, there you go. Pop the hands on, perfect size figure, and he's fully posable now.
I forgot I had Keiko on here. Keiko! It's everybody's favorite Star Trek character.
Yeah.
What I miss?
Nothing. Really nothing. Laurie says, since Ramen Toys is doing a Mad Mech version of the Ramen Racer, they could redeco that orange into a Makina, not a Stinger, with a not Bruno Shepard. It's true, they could.
Well, one thing they could have done too, to help after they put the Dixie horn on it and the generally all that stuff like that, they could have marketed that orange one with a black bumblebee stripe for the back of it, and for optional have a decal where people could have at least got the orange one in their hands. Big Bad Toy Store would have carried that version. They're not going to carry the General League just because
because of the flag thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is ridiculous. Even John Snyder, he went on record saying, it's ridiculous. That car that TV show had nothing to do with what went on, in the war or whatever. But it is what it is.
Oh yeah, but I've mentioned on their Facebook page and stuff several times. I don't know if Ramen's ever tried to reach out. Cooter's place would have totally would have stocked that thing. I don't know why they won't reach out to them. I don't know, they're worried about getting sued or something other, but I don't think they would because Cooter would just like to have journalists to sell.
Yeah. And by the way, just for everybody in the chat that doesn't know, Cooter's Place is not a whorehouse. Okay, I know it sounds like that, but it's not.
Ben Jones that played Cooter.
That's the mechanic from Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. Ben Jones,
and actually, wasn't he a senator or something, or governor?
He was a congressman for a long time.
Congressman, there you
go. He's not anymore, but he was a congressman for a while.
Yeah, I think he's since retired, hasn't he?
Yeah. And I did see a nice test shot of something that's really cool. Loose Collector showing their La Morta figure. They got very articulate. She's got double jointed elbows, proper hinged hands for holding guns. It's looking good. I'm hoping that is not an articulation cut. I hope that's just on this prototype. Because that would look stupid. The movement in the arms look really good. Being able to do that.
Why do they got her on her knees in a pose where she looks like she's ashamed of what she just did?
I think they're just showing off articulation, but it does.
Sure. I feel like that's a pose that some articulated people out there might have that figure in a lot.
Could have.
Just saying.
But it looks good, though. That one right there looks like it'll fit in really good on a G.I. Joe shelf. Yeah. Take out that one right there. I'll take out Pandora on a Valor shelf, too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what's it. Still curious to see what they're going to reveal the figure that or Liefeld's licensed characters, because you don't have a lot of good ones left. He's lost all of the really good ones.
I'm very curious.
The ones I would want the most
characters that maybe we don't think of instantly that he probably still owns the rights to. So maybe there's some cool stuff out there, but I mean,
the only one I know of he still owns that I would be interested in is Prophet.
Yeah, but if you don't own, the big ones are Youngblood and Supreme.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, because I mean, Liefeld's known for a few things: Deadpool, X-Force, which neither one of those he owns, Youngblood, and Supreme. Like, those are the four main things he's known for.
Yeah.
You know, and if none of those are on the table, I'm kind of...
The man can't draw feet.
Rob Liefeld, Extreme Universe of Action Figures is coming. And it's coming from Loose Collector. Who's it going to be? What characters is it going to be? You got to stay tuned to find out. But for right now,
that's about it. What he just showed.
you just showed all of them. You just showed all of them.
Prophet, Bloodstrike, Brigade.
All the ones he probably still owns, because he doesn't own Youngblood anymore.
Nope, don't own Youngblood. None of the Supreme characters.
Yep.
Everything that I would want. I would love a Badrock. I love a Supreme.
If I was him, I wouldn't have sold the majority. I would have kept the majority shares in those characters and sold off maybe 25%.
What happened? I think he got in a bad business deal with
of course,
publisher, and the publisher ended up with the rights, and the publisher hates Liefeld. So
well, I mean, he did it to himself.
Yeah, it's what when you go into business contracts, you should have a lawyer.
Not everybody's smart.
First Monkey Fiction looks like they're working with Gridiron Studios to do the weapons for their figures. It looks like their Fresh Monkey Fiction's gearing up to be a direct competition for Valaverse. All the stuff they're doing.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's another thing. Man, there's so many toy companies out there trying to make a name for themselves. And I mean, all it is it's cannibalizing everybody, you know.
Yep. Now, this is really cool.
Always so much of the money to go around in the toy community.
Yeah.
Some things aren't going to make it. Some things are.
Oh yeah.
Well, the only way you're going to have this many companies stay successful for long periods of time is if the competition drives prices down. But none of these companies are big enough to facilitate that. You know, I don't think Fresh Monkey Fiction can afford, because they're such a small company, to sell figures for less than, what are they, $30 to $35 a piece, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I don't think Valaverse can either.
Well, the loose collector stuff that he's doing with Quinn Comics, they're like $85, $90.
Which is why they're still going and why they're getting more deals, because they've got a high enough price that even though they don't have anywhere near the volume of all these other companies do, they can still afford to put those figures out.
I've had 4 different ones in from Loose Collector and Quinn Comics, and every one of them sold out fast.
Mm-hmm. But $36.99, they're basically be able to do this because they're partnered with Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
See, Big Bad Toy Store, that helps them out a lot too, because let's face it, outside of them and maybe Nerdzoic, they're the only games in town for online stores. I mean, there's a lot of other ones, but as far as like trusted and recognized,
that's straight up a zombie Cobra Trooper. But these look great. I did talk to somebody that knows these people, and they're going to quit doing reveals until they get Wave 1 out, because it was getting ridiculous. They were like getting up to 2025 reveals and haven't released the first figure in this line.
I wanted to order some of these when they dropped last year, and to be honest, I'm glad I waited, because none of them are out yet.
Yep.
I'm hoping once they go up, we'll get a fresh batch that, you know, we can start, because I don't know, I'm real sour on the pre-order stuff. I like over pre-ordered for like 2 years in a row,
mm-hmm.
and almost without fail, every time I pre-ordered something, I would walk in and see it somewhere else, already on the shelf, long before I was supposed to get mine. So I kind of backed off of all the pre-order stuff.
Now, I did pre-order this though, because that's General Ross right there, Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh yeah, doesn't that other one, the one with the brown hair, doesn't that look like the old G.I. Joe from the 70s?
That is exactly what that is.
Yeah, I can't see it too far, but I mean, yeah, it definitely looks like him.
Yeah, that's definitely
I wonder if he's going to have
looks like flocked hair.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It looks like he's got flocked hair.
That's Carl Weathers right there.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
I don't know what this one is.
You know, I'm speaking of Carl Weathers. I'm surprised NECA hasn't done a Dylan figure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they did. What's his name? Clubber Lang. Didn't they? Was it Clubber Lang?
I can't remember.
I think they did one of him.
They did Rock. Well, they did Rocky, but
or maybe that's another company I'm thinking of. But I
they
mean,
did Rocky. Why they wouldn't not do Carl Weathers
yeah, I would have done a Carl Weathers.
and Mr. T as well?
Yeah.
But these do look good. I like them.
I would buy a whole set of the 18 from NECA if they did them. I mean, maybe not
Somebody's
the whole, but
somebody's
definitely.
going to get 18 because we're getting 18 van.
NECA really should expand past their monsters and horror stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I think if they went after the DC license, I mean, yeah, the DC and the Marvel license. Oh my God, can you imagine a Venom? Whew,
This is being
Jesus.
hinted at. This is a company called Like Toys.
Uh-huh.
These people have been working on a 4-foot tall Metroplex, and they hinted at they're hinting
Now,
heavily
does
at
it
doing a
transform?
Unicron.
Does it transform, or is it just a figure?
I would assume that it was going to transform because the Metroplex transforms.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This thing,
Yeah, that's going to take some doing because the HasLab Unicron takes an hour to transform. Good night, man. Look at that. Yeah, you ain't taking that over to your friend's house to play with. Good Lord. Unless it's robotic and it walks itself.
Wait another 5 years.
Right? Look at that guy. He's already breaking a sweat, man.
Now, if they can do that, why hasn't somebody given us an SDF-1?
yeah. Robotech it's very underserved.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because Harmony Gold is a dick. That's why.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't want to make money.
I makes no sense. Makes no sense. That Robotech is a license to print money
Oh, yeah.
for now, because it has been far too long since we've gotten any new Robotech content, and eventually the people like myself who would drop cash on Robotech stuff are going to not be around to drop cash on stuff anymore. If they work too much longer.
Watch.
We're like the last of the age brackets that could actually still remember Robotech.
Yes.
I bet you what's going to happen is, and you're going to hear it from me first, Netflix, much like they redid the Voltron series, and that was a success, watch them redo the Robotech series. I don't know if the toy line will spawn off that, but if they redo the Robotech series with
The problem is getting
animation, I would
Harmony
watch it.
Gold.
I would watch it.
Is the getting the permission from Harmony Gold right now? They still got
Yeah.
the license rights tied up. I don't know how because they haven't done anything in years. Normally that stuff would drop
The
off.
last thing they did was Shadow Chronicles back in the 2000s, I think.
Normally that stuff drops off every 10. After 10 years, you lose the license.
Yeah. I want that Wheeljack, by the way.
Yeah, I love these G1 alt modes
Yeah.
on these.
There's Cybertronian modes.
Oh,
We didn't get to see too many of them in the first episode, but I think these are the three main ones that we saw. But those triangular pyramid looking seekers, oh man, I want some of those.
Or don't forget Shockwave as a light pole.
Soundwave as a light pole, you mean?
I'm so sorry, Soundwave as a light pole.
Yep, and the
That's
fact
got to
that
be entertaining.
inside of there, that is awesome.
They got listings for the new animated movie. It's going to be coming out. Looks like they're going to invest heavily in making figures for that movie. These are not real names; they're just code name.
What's the name of the movie?
Transformers 1.
I'm waiting for a trailer for that. I'm holding off, judgment. Hopefully the trailer will be decent. I'm always down for good Transformers movies or TV shows or whatever.
If they would just do a all CGI Transformer film, set on the war on Cybertron, I
think that's kind of what this is.
I hope so. I really do. They need to stay away from Earth for a few movies. Give us 3 movies of the whole downfall of their society, the war, and then the 3rd movie ending with them crash landing on Earth. Boom. Give us that, and then make whatever the hell else you want, you know?
False Flat's got some more 1/18 scale figures coming out. These look pretty cool. False Flat, I think, makes both 6-inch and 3 3/4 inch figures.
You know who else would make really good figures? I mean, kind of medieval. Remember Visionaries?
Yeah.
NECA. Do some Visionaries. Man, those would kick ass.
Well, Hasbro seems to be licensed out their properties now. I can see them actually totally doing that. Problem is,
somebody's got
you know who's going to get the license if they do that?
Super 7. Well, if they
do, they're a big partner right now with Hasbro.
I could see Super 7 doing it. You know, Super 7's grabbing everything they can.
Right here, right now, the Super 7 just got Dungeons and Dragons.
Those figures look so nice. I know they're a little bit bigger than the 6-inch, but man, they look good. They look really good.
Sculpt-wise, they look a lot better than
that one right there. Is my favorite.
I look at these and they look great, but I refuse to even pull the trigger on the Hasbro ones until they were $10 a piece at clearance. I cannot justify me spending $55 on these figures.
And she's got a soft goods cape.
Yep.
If what they release looks this good, it would be an improvement over Hasbro.
And the joints for Hank's arms much better.
Yeah, they do look like they'll bend up farther.
Yep. But the winners for me,
Super 7 is notorious for beautiful prototypes. Crappy paints on the releases.
The winners in this wave here for me are the ones that didn't get released in the Hasbro stuff, which is Shadow Demon and Dekion. Those, man, I don't know why Shadow Demon's coming in a 2-pack, but, you know, hey, I'll take an extra one.
I like his bowl where they get the.
I like the way they did the bow too.
I'm still waiting for them to show a picture of him actually holding his bow and arrow.
I think they did. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
See,
nice. Okay.
That does
there you go, Hasbro. That's what you should have done.
Well, that's what Hasbro should have done.
But then again, I'm not going to complain too much because I paid $10 a piece for them.
No, I'm not going to complain either. They're good figures. I like them.
These do look cool, though.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what a Dungeon Master is going to look like.
Face.
Yeah. Yeah, don't zoom in on that.
That's not
get demonetized.
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 But these look good. That's what the problem is with Super 7, though. Can they get them out looking this good?
I mean, the stuff they've made so far, I mean, all the Disney, the Simpsons stuff, the Turtles, everything, Silverhawks, Thundercats has all looked really good. You know, I can't really complain or fault any of their stuff.
The Silverhawks, their faces, the human faces, were awful. Which I'm going to find out because I ended up, Entertainment Earth had them the Wave 1 figures on deep clearance. I did get them. I got the whole wave, even with like the big 11-inch Monstar, for $100.
That's another thing. The reason they went clearance, and it wasn't Super 7 doing it, it was the retailers that over-ordered and couldn't sell the stuff. They're the ones that are clearancing it. It's not Super 7. Super 7, the interview that I watched with Brian Flynn, he addressed that, and he goes, we don't have a problem with our sell-through. Our sell-through is great. It's the companies that overbought back in 2021 or 2022, they're trying to sell that stuff in 2023. So, which was last year.
This is also, too, one of the things that bugs me. Wave 2 had a lot of QC issues, and they were using an excuse like, oh, we can't move the molds from one factory to another, but we're never going to use that factory again.
Yeah.
This was a Wave 2 figure. Are you going to tell me you made new tooling to go to a new mold, new factory? You took your molds to a new factory, and it's a better factory.
Yeah. Well, they explained a little bit of that because Mattel, the same factory they were using was the same factory Mattel was using. And obviously Mattel makes larger production runs. So their stuff kept getting pushed back in favor of Mattel because obviously
the quality control was awful from those.
That too.
The first Mumra I got, I ordered 2 from 2 different vendors. One and ended up having QC problems on both of them. I had to take 2 of them to make one good one, and all the bad parts I sent back to get a refund on.
I was lucky. All the ones that I've gotten here in the store that I've kept for myself, I haven't had any problems with. I've been very fortunate.
The Kid Lino was kind of cool though. Like
that one, yeah. I ordered a few of him, and I ordered a couple of the Mumra. The other 2 I kind of passed on. I don't think anybody's going to want that pickpocket guy or that Snarfer, which is Snarf's nephew.
It's like the Scrappy Doo type thing.
Yeah. I didn't like it in the cartoon either. Uncle Snarf. Yeah.
Ballspot Studios, if you're into the Strawberry Shortcake, they're doing villains.
Those did pretty well here. The Strawberry Shortcake and Orange Marmalade and Huckleberry Pie or whatever the first 4, they did pretty well here.
NECA's opening their vault in this motor figures. We do like every Monday for a while. They're going to do a vault figure.
Yeah, I was checking those out the other day. Wasn't it? There was Vasquez and one of the aliens, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
We've got more reissues of DC Collectibles Animated Adventures figures.
The smartest thing McFarlane is doing right now is reissuing things people want.
Those figures, same molds from DC Collectibles or DC Direct, which is good. Good new paint apps, which that's even better. But now people that missed out on these and didn't want to pay the secondary market price, you can get these. I had them here, and man, they just sold like crazy.
And looks like they're doing away with the. Looks like they did cell shading.
Oh, that cell shading was awful.
That cell shading on that first wave, except for Scarecrow, the cell shading I hated.
Yeah, they basically look like they peed their pants. Most of them did.
Right.
I don't have the Killer Croc. I might have to get him.
But I will say, this guy looks really good.
Oh, Condiment King.
Yep, and I love the tidy whities. Yep. But yeah, this one, I mean, not a bad looking figure.
Well, they were getting this went up for pre-order this week, which I ended up passing on. This is one of the ones that didn't really interest me that much.
I have it on order for the store. It just got solicited today.
She looks great, but I never read anything with this Lady Mandarin Psylocke.
That was in the late 80s. I think it was on the heels, the end part of Acts of Vengeance.
And that's
it was still while Chris Claremont was writing.
Yeah, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. But
it's a beautiful figure.
Yeah, and apparently she has all 10 rings. So coupled with that and her psychic powers, she was very formidable. But she was brainwashed by the Mandarin himself.
Yeah.
And another one of the Ninja Suit Wolverines, which
that's the patch outfit, but without the eye patch.
There's no. This is a pinless version of it.
Head swap with him with that tuxedo patch.
Yeah.
What I don't get, those are 2 different heads. They're almost exactly the same, just slightly different mouth expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why not give them a yelling face, a angry face, something, an eye patch, or put the patch thing over his eyes on one of them.
Yeah, we had what was that? I don't even to this day know what that was. Was that just
nylon?
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
But one's just a slight smirk, and the other one's a frown. Other than that, they're identical.
This is his 50th anniversary.
Yeah,
so I mean, these figures are going to sell. I mean, they're all these 2-packs are pretty much winners. Even if one of the figures out of the 2-pack, there's still good figures nonetheless.
Last year was the 50th anniversary Ghost Rider. We got 1 figure.
Well, Yeah, we could have gotten a lot more from Ghost Rider, but
Well, the engine of Bale.
Ghost Rider, and then you look at Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine's going to be way up here. Ghost Rider's going to be somewhere in the middle, or maybe less.
Well,
So,
what hurt Ghost Rider more than anything? The 50th anniversary of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
I agree
And
with you.
what do we do? Oh, let's do a character that's only 10 years old. We'll do like a HasLab with that car.
They could have given us two packs, a Danny Ketch and a Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider with their respective bikes.
Yep.
I would have been
It
good.
was sold like crazy. You couldn't have made enough of them.
Throw in a Mephisto, maybe a Blackheart. Boom, there you go. Winner chicken dinner, man. It would have been a surefire hit.
So now all I think is Ghost
Hell,
Rider's a failure because they screwed up so bad on that HasLab.
Oh yeah, it's just
They're not going to admit they screwed up by picking the wrong Ghost Rider.
no. Not saying they need people like us, but they need people like us to help them with ideas. I mean, I'm not saying I'm all that or anybody else is all that, but I think a large majority of people that watch this video would probably agree. It was like, yeah, that is a good idea. Maybe they should have done it. And why they haven't done it since is still beyond me.
Well, he's got a rubber skeleton and it's like there's seamless arms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I don't like. That rubber stuff tends to dry and crack over the course of time.
Yeah. That's the Storm Collectibles. They're 1/6 scale, so it's a 12-inch figure.
Yeah. Looks nice, though.
And we got scores. Pulled up some more customs from different hashtags. This would be great for Marvel Legends.
Who's that?
Rachel Gray in her more modern costume.
Oh, wow. That looks nice.
Base Customs. He does some beautiful customs work.
Yeah, she changed her name. When did that happen?
What, Rachel Gray?
Yeah.
When wasn't she Rachel Gray?
It's always been Rachel Summers.
Yeah.
Does she not like her dad anymore? She got rid of his name?
Yeah.
That or it's one of those alternate reality versions.
Could be.
But nonetheless, it still looks great.
That's a great looking figure.
Yeah. But Zatanna looks good, too.
Yep. Very great work on this one here. There's so many great customizers out there right now.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful work on the paint in the face. That's what it pains me when you see these really beautiful DC customs. It's like on a Marvel Legends body is what could be.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people take Marvel Legends and turn them into great DC figures.
Yeah. And you see, he does some beautiful work.
Yeah. Wait, go back down. Is that a Letta from Guardians? Oh my God, it is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
And if they do her, we're never going to get this costume.
nope.
We're not going to get that V cut.
Now, if we do, it's going to be a very short V cut. But you know what? I'd be happy with it nonetheless, as long as I make it. I really want the Starhawk figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that is a nice figure. She needs her hover discs, though. Her energy discs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she needs those. And her cape. Other than that, it's a great looking figure.
Great looking DC figure on the Marvel Legends body.
Wow. Man, it'd be great. I hate to say it, but it'd be great if McFarlane lost the license and Hasbro got it. Jesus Christ! Can you imagine the stuff?
DC, the DC is no longer a master license. One of the things, though, somebody could actually get a 6-inch license from Warner Brothers, and they could make it independently, but nobody does.
I don't know why. I mean, DC's got a rich library.
But when Mattel lost the license, that's one of the things Mattel did. They broke it up. It's no longer a master license.
Yeah, that's why. What's that other company that got the kids
Spin Master.
stuff? Yeah, Spin Master.
Yeah.
Beautiful work.
It's a nice looking robe.
Wow, he does some crazy good stuff.
Oh my God, is that Danny DeVito?
He does have a Danny DeVito.
Oh
So
my
anyway, I start blasting.
Jesus Christ!
Oh no, I made finger guns. Well, stream's ending.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Well,
Tron.
I still wish we could get a cigar smoking Wolverine still.
Walter White looks pretty good.
Yep. Tim's Toys is doing some fantastic work. Actually, that's the Star Trek.
Oh, okay. I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Elnor,
Oh, there you go. Elnor.
who basically died off screen in season 3, Picard.
Yep.
Well, 'cause, I mean, let's be honest. Nobody cared about that character.
No.
Nobody cared about most of the characters from the first 2 seasons of that show.
Yeah.
Now I've seen this one. I made one similar using a Hercules body. When I saw the head, I really liked the head sculpted there. It was freaking load. I was like, "What is that head?" It took me a while to rack my brain, like find it. I had to ask him, "What head did you use?" I know he's using a He-Man hairpiece. That is the Karen Rogers head from the Commander Rogers.
Oh, okay.
He repainted it, the face, and put a new hairpiece on it, and it makes a good-looking He-Man head after he did that.
Wow. It looks nice. See, if
Never guessed that
was made by Hasbro again, they would kill. They would kill.
It's like, well, he did a Pepsi Man.
Wow.
You know Pepsi Man?
I remember Pepsi Man.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to jump off. I got to start getting ready to close up the shop.
All right, man.
All right, guys. You guys. And until next time.
Oh, a Ghost Spider would be another one good for Marvel Legends. Oh, and this version of Spider-Man. So many things they could do besides the same things they do over and over. Oh, the difference on a paint can do for a face. Before, after. Unclean Sam's, 1989, he does just some beautiful work painting faces. It's just unreal the amount of detail you can get out of these. You can get on painting. That's some of his work here too. The just melt a fart face to actually a good looking face in the same sculpt just by repainting it. Casey's
Somebody do a really good job on taking the Amazing Spider-Man figure and like completely repainting the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit, and it looked great. I can't remember who did it.
What is that?
Is that a Mafex? That's
a Moffat. I think it's a Moffix figure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like a Mafex figure.
Not sure what it is, but it looks cool. But first, it's like, that's not a McFarlane figure, is it? No, because it's got different joints and it actually looks nice. And it's a Marvel Legends head. That's pretty cool.
I forget what's the name of that company that just sells the blank body bucks.
V-Toys.
A few of them, but
There's a few of them. I think V-Toys is one of them.
yeah.
I bet that is a V-Toys
Sculpt
body.
for like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Oh. Don't think one's in the house. He had lost his ability to type in the chat for a while. He just finally got back. And,
YouTube come down on him.
he don't know why. But he did say something.
I don't have friends. I got family.
But I bet this is a V-Toys body. Now you mentioned it. Makes a cool body though.
Oh, and he's got that old school surfer board too. The Toy Biz one with the magnet base or the metal base for the magnet feet.
Phoenix Force Creations does beautiful female customs. The hair is just crazy. He sculpts all that hair.
Jeez.
Casey, it's enough. She's licking her bed like crazy. It just sounds gross. A little crazy with the Banshee hair.
But it looks good. Way better than what we got from Hasbro.
Oh, yeah. Hey. I get her top. But it's really cool stuff that people do. And there's so many cool customizers out there right now. The level of paint work, paint detail people are getting on the faces now. Look at that. From Hasbro to this.
Makes a huge difference.
That's Unclean Sam again. It's like just his work is just amazing. It looks like there's a depth to the eyes now.
And it tells you the sculpt is there.
Yeah. That's paint to go from this to that. He didn't do anything to the sculpt. You can see the defect in the mold right there. But it's just beautiful paintwork. His eyes just blows you away like how good he is. Oh, here's a cool Killer Croc. It's like he took the Gamerverse Abomination.
That looks good.
Oh, I forgot that. This is something I would totally buy from Hasbro, from the X-Men Evolution series, cartoon series. I love that show.
It makes me wonder when you look back at some of the stuff that they do, why they don't tap into some of those things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why they don't do X-Men Evolution or Wolverine and the X-Men or...
They've done all these different versions of Wolverine, but we don't have this one.
Yeah. You know, or you know, even going back to what was that? The one? Why am I blanking on the name of it? That the cartoon from '89 that they did the one episode of that was the pilot for the series.
Oh yeah.
That never got made, and then we got X-Men animated series in '92. What was the name? I can't remember the.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The one that the video game was based off of.
Yeah, because they had Colossus in it, and
yeah.
I can't remember
that, but I mean, you could do like waves of like, you know, whatever. Like, here's the characters from this, and here's the characters from that, and like, Pride of the X-Men. Thank you, Jen. Pride of the X-Men. That's what it was. You know? Oh, name withheld. Yes, Spider-Man Unlimited. By the way, I liked that show. I know it got a lot of crap.
I love the design of the costume.
I liked the whole thing. I mean, I liked, you know, High Evolutionary and Earth 2 and all the different, you know, the creatures, the knights and all that stuff. Like, I thought it was a good show. It was not as good as Spider-Man animated series, but it was a good show. And yeah, you could do a complete wave of those figures right there. Like, it feels like there's so much that, like we were talking about earlier, that like somebody needs to just slap them across the face and go, hey, look, you can make these things that collectors really, really want. Especially if you're talking about something based on cartoons where, just like we were talking about earlier with Transformers, the cartoons from the 90s and the 2000s, now is the time to make those figures because those people are ready to buy. They're getting into the collecting. You know, those people are in their 30s or whatever. They're ready to buy this stuff. They're ready to buy 6-inch scale, you know, X-Men Evolution figures or
it's like
whatever it is.
It's like we were talking about, like the different properties that'd be like good for like cartoon from even Hasbro owns they which had cartoons back in the day, but and toy lines. Bring them back.
Yeah.
People were looking for like the late 80s, early 90s stuff. Kids were starting. That's what the window, and kind of people were getting out, like collecting toys a bit. Stuff didn't do as well as back in early mid 80s. Like Cops was like the property they own. It's like a spin-off of G.I. Joe. They could bring that back totally.
Yeah.
King Arthur and the Knights of Justice.
I would love a King Arthur and the Knights of Justice line.
I would buy every figure in that line. They were just cool designs, and they could get by with a lot of reuse on that too. I have a fellow customer friend, Mel Luna Customs. He's working on a Griffin. He hand fabricates these wings.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's just.
Well, speaking of characters with wings, you know another character we've never gotten that we should have gotten by now. Where's Mimic?
Yeah, that should be right in with the 97 series. They're bringing back. Give us a Mimic finally.
Yeah,
they're giving us like executioners, like what's an oddball, like hot minute, like a evil, like Punisher character that hated mutants, but can't get a Mimic. Looking for cartoon versions of Cyclops, Gambit from a collection, but all I can find is the projector beams versions. Well, there's a 97 series. They're coming out with a new Cyclops from the animated series.
When we just got Gambit, dude. He's been peg warming in my Walmarts. The Gambit has.
My Walmart's hasn't got anything new since the. I think this wave is the last thing they got was with the Disney Plus wave. They didn't get any of the X-Men stuff. They don't have the local Target. Don't even carry Marvel Legends anymore. So, Knights.
Is that somebody's lasagna? What was
it? It is a lasagna.
Just randomly lasagna to go along with your custom figures.
Yeah,
I love lasagna. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, this is we're on. I thought it was still in the custom hashtag. It was.
I'm like, you're making me hungry now.
You would like some lasagna. This is another one. We need a comic book Ronin redo because they haven't done a good comic book Ronin.
Guaranteed, the way things are going now, if we get a Ronin, it's going to be the Echo version of Ronin.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did watch Echo.
Oh, you did?
My short review is, it's not awful.
It's kind of got a question mark at the end when you say it.
Like that's my short version. That's my short version of a review. It's not awful.
No.
My wife really liked it, which I was surprised because she usually doesn't like stuff. If I only half kind of like it, she usually hates it, especially Marvel stuff. She's much more critical than I am, and she actually liked it a lot. I thought it had good action in it, and I will say the whole she fights Daredevil and kicks his ass thing doesn't happen in the show. Daredevil kicks her ass. So I know a lot of people were complaining about that, like, oh, she could. No, he kicks her ass.
The biggest thing about complaining with, like, he's beating her in the head with her batons, and she's not going down.
No, he never hits her in the head, and he's playing with her in that scene. He's trying to get her to back off because he doesn't want to kick a girl's ass. Is how it comes across. Okay. So he's not even really trying. He's just like he's playing around with her, and he finally because like he beats the shit out of everybody else like brutally, and then with her he's like, come on, man, back. Like he's trying to like keep her back, and finally he just knocks her down and then runs off because he doesn't want to kick her ass. So he's playing with her.
About something that's really good though is the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Dude, I watched it, and it was. Now, I'll say it was not, like, there's been some of the movies that came out in the previous DC animated universe that lasted for about 8 years that was way better than that. but it is the best DC thing I've seen in a while.
I like that, and there's a reason why the story is like non-linear. It's progressing still, but it's also non-linear through Flash's eyes.
Yes,
because he's unstuck.
Yeah. Well, and then in the end, it explains why it's going through his life and he's getting older, and you're like, okay, what's going on here? And then it explains what happens and that kind of stuff. It was actually pretty good. It is not my favorite, by far of any of the DC animated stuff, but like it's really
the best thing they've done in a while.
It's probably the only good thing they've done since they ended the last animated universe. Yeah. I'll be honest, because I've watched several of the things they put out in the last 3 years or so, and I don't like any of them. This is the first one I've actually liked.
Well, they get the Fry and Leela ending almost like
yeah. Him and Iris
restart though.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, if you're a DC fan, it's definitely worth watching. Again, I don't think it's the greatest thing ever or anything. I like the previous universe. In fact, one of my favorite comic book movies of all time is Justice League Dark Apocalypse Wars. I fucking love that movie. Yeah, it was really good. Again, best thing that DC animated has done in a long time.
I liked the new 52 universe they were doing for a while, but then they decided to kill everything and start over.
Yeah, no, I liked it quite a bit. Everything from Flashpoint to Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, I thought was pretty damn good. There was a couple of misses in there, here and there, mostly with Batman stuff, but that's probably because I'm not a big Batman fan.
The Death and Reign was done pretty well too.
Yeah. But I liked the Flashpoint and Justice League War, and I loved all the Justice League Dark stuff, and I loved the Death of Superman, Return to Superman. I thought those were all great. There was a lot of really, really good movies in that 8-year run of animated stuff that I really, really liked it. And then when they killed that off and reset everything with another Flashpoint, everything since then, up until this new Justice League movie, has not been good at all. I haven't liked any of it. I didn't like the Superman. I didn't like actually, that's not true. The only one I did like, which wasn't great, but I did like it, was the Super Sons.
Mm-hmm.
I thought was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. But everything else has just been bad, really bad. But this one was actually, I did enjoy it. I thought they did a solid job. So,
well, we better wrap it up. So you got another show here in a few minutes.
I do. I got one starting in a minute and a half.
All Yay! Right. Well, everybody in the chat, thank you for coming out, hanging out with us tonight on Friday's part of one of the busiest toy nights on streaming anymore.
Yep.
Thank you for all coming to choosing to hang out with us. But we'll be back tomorrow night on Geek Fusion's channel, or NEA as he still has, or as I'm Kiko. But we'll see you tomorrow night on the Geek Fusion. We'll catch y'all next time.
Later, gentlemen.
Ninja vanish.